interesting course unit in physical education, and it's about one of the popular games here. We are going to see the history in Uganda and also around the world. We'll go ahead and also trace the playing area of netball, the nature of the court. We will also move into the players that participate in netball, and we'll also look at the scoring and other related rules. Let's dive into the history of netball. We start at the global level. At the global level, the origins of netball are traced in 1891 when Dr. James Naismith created the game of basketball. In 1892, there was the origin of the original basketball for female students with the aim of maintaining female etiquette. Now, the modified version of the women's basketball became quite popular. And by 1895, it had spread across different parts of the United States. Now, when did this female basketball transition into netball? This was now in England, in Dartford, in one of the colleges. That's in 1897. An American teacher introduced a game that used basketball rules, an outdoor court, but replaced the basketball hoops with basic netted ring without a backboard. You know that basketball backboard at the back? Now, that was not there. Now, this equipment change gave the sport a new name, netball. From that time, the game has grown in popularity. So let's trace through. 1891, basketball is invented. 1897, netball is played for the first time. 1900, the Physical Education Association creates the first set of rules. In 1926, All England Netball Basketball Associations formed. 1932, the first netball competition takes place. 1949, the first international matches were played between England, Scotland, and Wales. In 1960, a new international code of rules was adopted with names of positions and match length was clearly spelled out. Now, what about in Uganda? What's the history? In Uganda, the association that governs netball is Uganda Netball Federation. Now, this is the body mandated to promote the sport of netball in Uganda. It is fully registered under Uganda National, or rather the National Council of Sports, and internationally, it is affiliated to the International Netball Federation, INF, in England. Our team, the Cranes, is a national women's team, and we are happy to report that currently it ranks 7th worldwide, 3rd in Africa, according to the latest INF World Ranking. In 2023, that is last year, Uganda finished 5th position globally, and in Africa, first in the Netball World Cup Championship that took place in South Africa. So pretty good progress for the Ugandan team. And of course, usually in the course of the year, we usually have the Uganda Netball League competition. We have the National Netball Rally Championships. We also have the National University Netball games. So that's a sneak peek into the world of netball, both globally and also nationally in the case of Uganda. Now, netball playing area. The competitive netball match is played on a rectangular court. It can be indoor or outdoor. In Uganda, basically, most of them are outdoor. An official court is measured 30.5 meters long, that's in length, and 15.25 meters wide, or put simply, 100 feet by 50 feet wide. Now this gives us, this picture illustrates the court. So you notice here, it is 100 feet, and then the width is 50 feet. Now, you notice in the center, there is a center circle. This center circle, when you are to draw it, ensure that it has a diameter of 0.9 meters. In other words, if you are to draw it, you create your radius is 0.45, isn't it? Now, there is this semicircle that we're going to find the name soon. This semicircle, it has a width of, as you see here, it has a radius of 4.9 in radius. The netball post, if you need netball post, it is actually in diameter, the netball ring on the post, in diameter of, internal diameter of 38 centimeters, and the ring thickness, that netball ring thickness, is about 1.5 centimeters, and the pole should be 3.05 meters from the ground. So those are key highlights of the netball post, the netball ring, the goal circle, the center circle. Those are the key highlights of those particular areas. Now, I want to bring to your attention selected zones within the courts. Have a look at this diagram. You see this diagram? So the netball court is divided into 3/3. This sector is called the goal third. This is called the center third. And this is called another goal third. So why is this important? We are going to see zones that some players, the extent to which selected players have to go. There are some zones players are not supposed to go there. So that's very important. How far is too far for a player? We'll be talking about that in a short while. So let's dive into that business of the different players that a netball team consists of. There are 7. Now we have that position called the center. The role of this person, he starts the game and is allowed anywhere in the court except their own and the opposing team's goal circles. In other words, if we are to go to the first one, they are not allowed in 1 and 5, but they can move elsewhere, but not in 1 and 5. Now, the wing attack, WA, the role of this person is to collect the ball and deliver it safely to the goal circle to the shooters. The wing attack is only allowed in the top 2/3 of their court. Again, going back to our diagram, you notice here, the wing attack will move to the 2/3. He will not go past the 2/3 of their court. That's an important point. Now the goal attack, he collects the goal safely from the wing attack or the center, and then he passes it to the shooter, or he will shoot himself or herself. So this person is allowed 2/3 of their court and the goal circle. Now we have a goal shooter whose aim is to receive the ball from the teammates and shoot in the net. He is allowed in the top third of their court and the goal circle. Now we have the wing defense, WD. Now he is required to close down the opposition players, intercept and protect the goal circle. He is allowed in the 2/3 of their court. What about the goal defense? The goal defense deals with preventing the opposition from passing the ball into the goal circle. This one is allowed in the bottom 2/3 of their court and the goal circle. And then finally we have the goalkeeper. His aim is to close down opposition shooters in order to stop the ball from being shot at the net. The goalkeeper is only allowed in the bottom third of their court and the goal circle. So now we have an idea about the players. We want to also have a look at the scoring. We want to have a look at the scoring. How does the scoring take place? And then thereafter, we'll look at the rules. Now, the basic rules, or let's start with the objective. The basic objective of a game of netball is for the teams to pass the ball around and to shoot it into the goal ring to score goals. However, for it to be valid, these are the basic rules. The player with the ball can only take one step before passing it. In other words, they only have, also note this, they have 3 seconds to pass or shoot for the goal. So past 3 seconds, it's a foul. 2, each team has to field only 7 players, each team, unless a player is sent off the field. 3, you cannot travel with the ball. 4, a player with or without the ball cannot move into an area of the court that is not designated for their position. So the person has to move within their position. 5, a player attempting to intercept or defend the ball must be at least 3 feet, that's about 0.9, close to a meter, away from the player with the ball. Number 6, you cannot snatch or hit the ball out of the player's hand. This is called contact. You must stand beside the player until the ball has left the player's hand. 7, you cannot toss the ball in the air and catch it back without it being touched by another player. This is called replayed ball. Another rule, when a player passes the ball, there must be sufficient space for an opposing player on the court to be able to intercept the ball as it moves from the hands of the thrower to those of the receiver. This is called a short pass. So there should be sufficient space between you, the one passing the ball, to the receiver. The space should be such that an opponent should be able to fit in. And the 9th rule, the ball cannot be thrown over a complete third of the court without being touched or caught by a player. So it's quite a difference from basketball, isn't it? However, further rules of the game. A match consists of 4 quarters lasting 15 minutes each. So a match of netball will consist of 4 quarters, and each quarter is about 15 minutes. Each team, as we said, is a maximum of 7 players, a minimum of 5. and the court is divided into sections, 3 sections, and each player shall adhere to the specific location. Now, if a player moves into a position that they shouldn't be in, they will be deemed to be offside, right? And remember, we said the player cannot hold the ball for more than 3 seconds, and the ball must go through the ringed hoop for a goal to be given. So those are the highlights of the scoring rules of netball. A netball court is usually bigger than a basketball court. So I look forward to you enjoying the game of netball. Next time you participate, next time you are to participate or coach the students. Thank you very much.